Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. If you're new, I would like to quickly mention that you're welcome to watch this video and find more content over on my Substack and Patreon. I would like to thank those of you who have become paid subscribers already, either on YouTube, Substack, or Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it, and I want you to know that your support keeps this channel running. Now let's get to the topic of today's video. This is going to be a good one. For many decades, the United States has run trade deficits. Americans purchase more goods from the rest of the world than the rest of the world purchases from America. That's how it works, and this is not a new phenomenon. However, the latest numbers are raising serious concerns about the health of the United States economy and Donald Trump's promises to revive U.S. manufacturing, to bring those manufacturing jobs back to America. Now, arguably, there is another question that we should pose, and that question is, why are we spending billions of dollars bombing foreign states, bombing foreign nations, while our domestic manufacturing infrastructure is growing older, less efficient, and certainly less competitive? Now, many economists also argue that a trade deficit is not a problem at all, and we will discuss that point of view at the end of this video. According to newly released government data, the United States goods trade deficit widened to approximately $106 billion in May, the most recent data available. That is the highest level in 14 months and far larger than many economists expected. Imports surged while exports declined, which created a combination that could weigh heavily on economic growth during the rest of this year, during the third and the fourth quarters. So why does the trade deficit matter? Does a larger deficit mean America is becoming weaker economically? And what does the information actually tell us about the future of the United States economy and America's position in the global system? Today, we're going to examine what caused this sudden deterioration, why economists are paying close attention, and what it could actually mean for the United States and the global economy. So first things first, what is a trade deficit? A trade deficit occurs when a country imports more goods and services than it exports. In simple terms, Americans buy more foreign products than the rest of the world buys from the United States. That's all there is to it. The United States has operated with trade deficits for many decades. Because the United States dollar serves as the world's reserve currency, America has historically been able to consume more than it produces, while also attracting large amounts of foreign capital. For many years, economists argued that these deficits were manageable because foreign investors continued buying American assets, they continued buying treasury bonds and financial securities. However, the size and direction of the deficit still matter. When trade deficits expand rapidly, they can signal underlying weaknesses in the economy. The latest figures show that the United States goods trade deficit reached approximately $106 billion in May, as I mentioned previously, which is the highest level in 14 months. This sharp increase has surprised many analysts and raised concerns about the economic outlook. Now, let's talk about imports. One of the primary reasons behind the widening trade deficit is a sharp increase in imports. American companies have been purchasing significantly more foreign goods and materials. Several factors appear to be driving this trend. Businesses remain concerned about potential supply chain disruptions that are caused by geopolitical tensions and the instability in global trade routes. Higher energy prices have increased production and transportation costs, encouraging companies to secure inventory before prices rise any further. At the same time, uncertainty that surrounds tariffs and future trade policies of the Trump administration has encouraged many businesses to accelerate purchases. Companies are buying goods today because they fear shortages, they fear delays, and certainly they fear higher prices tomorrow. Economists often refer to this behavior as front loading. You may have heard about this. Businesses effectively stockpile products and inventory ahead of potential disruptions. While this can temporarily support economic activity, it often causes imports to rise sharply and contributes to larger trade deficits. Now let's turn to exports. Exports are weakening. At the same time that imports increased, American exports moved in the opposite direction, and this is not a good sign. This may be the more troubling part of the report. American exporters are facing multiple challenges at this time. The global economy has slowed considerably. Economic growth in many major markets remains quite weak, and geopolitical tensions have disrupted traditional trading relationships. Higher interest rates around the world have reduced investment activity, while weaker industrial production in several countries has lowered demand for imported goods. Many foreign economies are simply buying fewer American products. Manufacturing activity in several regions remains subdued, and industrial demand has softened. And so, as a result of these factors that I just walked you through, U.S. exports have struggled to keep pace. The combination of rising imports and declining exports created a perfect storm for the trade balance, which caused the deficit to widen rapidly. Now, why does it even matter? Some economists argue that trade deficits are not necessarily harmful, and we will discuss this in greater detail in just a couple of minutes. And they argue that as long as foreign investors continue purchasing American assets, the United States can finance those deficits relatively easily. However, persistent and growing trade deficits create several important threats. Let's focus on those next. First, trade deficits directly subtract from gross domestic product, from your GDP. GDP measures domestic production, and when imports exceed exports, net exports become negative. This actually reduces overall economic growth. Economists now believe that the widening trade gap could weigh on the GDP growth for the rest of the year, and it could potentially slow the economy at a time when many investors are already concerned about future growth. Now, there is another reason too that I would like to mention. The second reason is large deficits contribute to growing external imbalances. The United States depends on foreign capital to finance these deficits, which means that the country becomes increasingly reliant on overseas investors who choose to purchase treasury bonds, stocks, and other financial assets. The third reason is persistent trade deficits can contribute to the long-term decline of domestic manufacturing industries. Critics argue that decades of trade imbalances have weakened portions of America's industrial base and accelerated the movement of production overseas. Now, let's talk about the dollar. Another important factor is the US dollar itself.